Yes, this movie's about a girl repeating the day over and over and over again. Haven't seen that been done before. Hey everyone, welcome to the review. Here's my review for the movie Happy Death Day. Yes, Happy Death Day is the new Blumhouse movie. Yes, if you don't know what Blumhouse is, this is a production company that's made movies like The Gift and Get Out and stuff. And now this is their new horror movie. This movie stars Jessica Rothe, and this movie is directed by Christopher Landon, a guy who wrote a few of the Paranormal Activity movies. He directed The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. But hey, he directed Disturbia. That's a pretty good movie. The story of this movie is the basic premise that's been done to death. It's about a girl. She basically repeats the day over and over again. Yes, like a few movies that you've heard of. They even did that premise already this year with Before I Fall, a film that I wasn't the biggest fan of. But basically, it's about a girl. She gets murdered, and basically, she repeats the day over and over again. She keeps getting killed by the same person who wears this weird baby mask, and she pretty much has to solve the murder. She has to solve her own murder because she keeps getting killed by the same person every day, and it will stop eventually until she finds out who is doing this, who keeps killing her every single day. And yeah, this looked like a very unoriginal film, but I thought maybe this could be a really fun movie. It's a Blumhouse movie. They don't always make good movies like The Darkness. Blumhouse doesn't always make good films, but if it's entertaining and maybe darkly funny, like Get Out, maybe this could be a really fun film. Christopher Landon may have made some really bad films, but he has some good writing chops under his belt, like Disturbia and the second Paranormal Activity are good films, so maybe this could be a really fun film. Okay, I got an early screening of this film, and honestly, this movie had potential to be good, and honestly, it was surprising in some moments because I thought this was a straight slasher film. I thought it would be like a Scream, like a slasher film, but also with a lot of comedy, satire. This movie is actually supposed to be almost like a horror comedy because this movie is very intentionally supposed to be really, really funny. As much as the comedy doesn't always work, this movie tries to be a lot more fun and funny and stuff. It really doesn't really play the scares until at least the second half and stuff. And even then, the horror element of this film is really where this movie gets is a big letdown when it comes to the horror element. And it is an entertaining film. If you want to know if this is a fun movie to watch, I think a lot of people can get a real kick out of this film and have some fun with it. And yeah, there is a lot of entertainment value with the film. I was having some fun with some scenes in this film and with the idea, because even though this premise has been done to death, it is fun to watch someone repeat the day over and over again, and watching her die in a bunch of ways. Even though we've seen it in Edge of Tomorrow, watching Tom Cruise die in a bunch of ways is much more fun to watch. But seeing this girl die in these weird, wacky, silly ways was pretty entertaining, and it was entertaining to watch. There are some comedic elements that make it funner as well. This movie has very Mean Girls-esque elements to it. Also, a little bit of I Know What You Did Last Summer, a little bit of Scream, and of course Groundhog Day, the premise that started this premise. And yeah, the biggest praise I can give this film is the lead character, Jessica Rothe. I'm not very familiar with this actress. She's a pretty newcomer kind of actress, and she is fantastic in this movie. She is so good. She's the best thing about Happy Death Day. Yeah, that's a ridiculous title. I just said that out loud. I'm like, this movie's called Happy Death Day. Whatever. Anyways, she's the best part. Jessica Rothe gives a really solid performance. She starts off as a really unlikable, despicable character, but she grows throughout the film and becomes a very likable character, and a character that you do root for. You want her to solve her own murder and everything, and she does have some likable moments, funny moments. She even has some emotional moments, and her performance was really strong in this film, and she really carried this entire film. Jessica Rothe, she was fantastic. The supporting cast, most of them were very forgettable and very generic and not that great, but she was really great in this film. And Christopher Landon's direction was okay. There was a lot of really cheap jump scares in this movie, and they just weren't scary. I don't know exactly what he was going for with this movie, Like, it tries to be comedy, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then it tries to be like a fun slasher horror film. Sometimes it works, sometimes it really doesn't. Like, this movie tries to play a lot of, like, you know, tropes to other horror films, and it comes off very cliched and very clunky at times, and the movie itself, as a whole, is entertaining as it is. It doesn't work as a whole. As a film, as a straight horror film, it doesn't work. And even as a straight comedy and a satire, it still doesn't work. It's no Scream. It's not like a Scream. And it's not like an Evil Dead as well. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what to call this movie. It's either a really stupid movie that's being smart, or a smart movie that's being really stupid. I don't know which one it is. I'm very confused, but it doesn't work as a whole. I think as a whole, as a film, I don't think it works. It's too clunky, it has too many cliches, and it has a lot of bad jump scares. It's not at all scary at all. It's not funny enough either to be a satire, so it kind of fails as a comedy, and it kind of fails as a horror film. Even though it's entertaining and it does have funny moments, the funny moments aren't strong enough. The entertaining moments aren't strong enough. The scares aren't strong enough, so the film as a whole isn't strong enough. So it is a bit disappointing. I wasn't overly disappointed because I didn't have high hopes for this film, but I don't think the film works as a whole, and honestly, if you're looking for a really great horror film, I think you might be disappointed. But if you're looking for a fun popcorn film, you know, just a mindless entertainment, then you might enjoy this film for what it is. But I think as a whole, it doesn't quite work. Jessica Rothe is fantastic, and again, there's entertaining elements to the film, but I don't think the film really works. And I just, like, when the movie was over, I was just like, did I like this movie, or did I hate this movie? Was this just a stupid, ridiculous film and a Hollywood cash grab with the same ridiculous premise I've seen a bajillion times? Or was this a really smart and clever film, a clever satire of horror films? And it wasn't, actually. It's not a clever satire. Scream is a clever satire. Evil Dead is a very clever horror comedy. Same with Shaun of the Dead. Those are clever satires. This tries to be a satire, and it fails. It tries to be spooky, and it fails. It tries to be a comedy, and it doesn't quite reach that level. So as a whole, it doesn't work, and it's not a good movie. So if you want a really great film and a really good horror film, then I don't think you should see this movie, because I don't think it's either one of those things. Is it mindless entertainment? Yes, it is. There was entertaining moments in this film. Well, a lot of entertaining moments. I never once was bored watching this film, but it's not very good. It's not a good film. I would never recommend it. It's not going to be on a Halloween watch list. It could maybe be someone's guilty pleasure, for sure, but it's not a good film. So yeah, as a whole, I don't think I can recommend it. It's mindless entertainment. Some people might enjoy it, but as a film, I can't recommend it. It's not very good. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the movie Happy Death Day a 5.8 out of 10. So yeah, I wanted to be generous because I still had fun with it, but it's not very good. It's not that good, and I don't think people should see it. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Happy Death Day. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite movie made by Blumhouse? Yes, your favorite movie made by Blumhouse. I was going to say Get Out, but then they made The Gift, with Joel Edgerton, and that's their best film in my opinion. But yeah, what is your favorite movie made by Blumhouse? Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.